floor is a permanent feature. Do you understand what I'm saying? I will not, because I want to change the wall color of this place, I will advise the owner of this place to scrape off the tile. So this tile here is a permanent feature. Then you look up, the ceiling you have there, the top of the roof is also another permanent feature. Then you look around to see the furniture, if they have existing furniture. If they have their curtains already, their blinds fixed, then you look around, that will help you to determine the color choice you are going to make and also the patterning of installation. Remember, I said earlier that you have to look at environmental factor, which means you have to see the waterway. Why must we look at the waterway? There is every tendency that if it rains, there will be water splashes this side of the wall, different from this side. Is it true? Is it true?
Yes.
Is it true?
Yes.
There's every likelihood that when it rains, and especially when it rains heavy with wind, we have water splashes on the wall this way than we have it this way. Then what do we do when it comes to that matter? You will now look at various fabrics you have. Each of them has its own uniqueness and feature. And with this, it will enable you to take it and inform the decision how best to go about it. So when you choose a color and you choose a fabric, choose a particular one that can resist the challenge, environmental challenges this side of the wall will have. And that is to say, you must go with what we call more of the cleanables. No, give me the one I used earlier. Right. How I wish. Okay, you may pass it down for people to have a feel of it. This one is one of the gentlest of the wall covering. Okay, it's more of room space. This one is advised to be used in the bedrooms or in a place like this wall. Give it to them to feel. So you can see that the textures are not the same. They are not the same. So when you have things like this, there are the things you look at. Their textures are not the same. Along with this. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand why? Why do you think so? It will not be advised to be used in a place where you have frequency of weather challenges, either by water storm or the heat of the sun. Why do you think I don't want it to be used there? It's a question.
It's soft. It's lighter.
It's soft. It is
lighter.
You can't pull back. You can't pull back.
Okay, you all answered well, but see, it's largely what I said. For a place like this, you need a cleanable, a more cleanable that is stronger than these other ones to enable you firm the tile when the challenges come from here. If you will be constantly having the heat of the sun here every evening as the sun is going, it will be hitting here. You understand what I'm saying? Use something that can resist it. I said to us earlier that if it is hot from behind, you will not feel it here. But without this, if it is hot from behind, if you touch your hand there, you feel the heat of the sun. So put something, choose fabric that has the capacity to resist the heat and also resist the water, challenges when it comes. That's exactly what we are trying to say on that. So look at the roof. Of course, the mindset of the owner or my client is also not to be, diverse. You have to make him understand. You must understand the needs of your client. You must understand the desires of your client and try to help interpret those needs and the wants into needs and to satisfy it. That's your primary goal. Then if you ask me to work in this place here now, I will have to look at something that is milkish. You look at brighter things at the surface this way, and you look at something darker to cushion at the two ends. So you certainly will produce nothing more than two colors here if it is not only one color. You understand what I'm saying? So this place we need something, brighter because of the nature of here. This is a conference center or a hall or whatever. So you have to give it color that is a little bit romantic in nature. You give it something reddish at the end, at the two extremes, and you bring it either brown, deep brown this way, deep brown this way, then you bring cream on the wall, and you throw the light so that whatever light that comes in here will agree with what you have. And how do you install? It's another question. This one is used for sketching. This one is used for sketches. For instance, if you want to do patterning, you want to put a different color upward and a different color downward. Give me that row, give me that one. Yes, that one there. You don't always allow this one to be on top. Allow it to stick at the mouth, just at the tip. There must be tip to tip dropping so that they will agree and stay longer. Okay, now somebody come and hold this one for this. Somebody come and get another color. So you can use this to pattern it. You can use it to sketch round and put another one up, down. Or even when you don't even want to change color at all, if you want to sustain these two colors, you can also use this to sketch it up and start another one here. It serves as a design for you. If there are any impurity anywhere, people can also put it this way. Some people can also put it this way if you choose. Some people may decide to put it like this, okay, and to continue with another of this one, depending on what your choice of design is. So we have a variety of them, and it goes like that. So what do you do when you want to install? First and foremost, ensure that your wall surface is smooth. Some of you are too far away from here, you may not see. But some things like this is a big challenge. You use what we call scraper and remove it. Scrape it very freely. And when you come to a place like this, ensure that everything that would cause problem is removed. Scrape down, make everywhere smooth. Then when you want to apply your glue, how do you mix the glue? This one is usually mixed 4 liters of water, you mix it with 1. How many of you have handled cold water starch before? Cold water starch? Good. That's the same approach. You open it. Viscosity will begin to increase. Continuously stir it, and when you stir, for you to apply in this place, it is not advisable that some people do. You apply the thing on the material. Don't apply it on the material. Apply your glue on the wall. Apply your glue on the wall. When you apply your glue on the wall, you usually start this way. let me use this here, this way, and this way. So, because my hand will not get there, let me start here. So when you start this way, first ensure that you finish here, get what you want at this place, finish with this place, finish it this way, make sure it dips. The moment it dips, then start with your left, the end. Get whatever you want, smoothen it down, and remove it. Don't allow any bubble, don't allow any air in between. Ensure that everything for the air is removed. Just hold it, as you move it, take it down, and move it up. It fits. If you want to start another one, also start another one, just at the tip, send me another one. Another big one. Okay? By the time you apply glue, you make sure that this line will disappear. When you finish it, just like that it goes. Is somebody watching us? Are you watching us? So it goes like that. Make sure you finish one at a time, remove all the bubbles, remove all the air, and ensure that it is well done. So you go. And professionally, we use things like this, but this one is a different one. And that is what makes identification easy. For instance, the one I have in my hand now, the number is 78453. If you want me to deliver this number, this product to you, don't bother giving me description, just call this number. Even the factory, just call this number. And the moment you call this number, we locate it, whatever it is, and we deliver it to you. Because there's no way we have the description of the features or nature of this in our mind all the time. Because some of them are also similar. You know, we have different types for different occasions and for different people. This one has stone finishing on it. So that also confirms what we said, that it is not wallpaper. It is wall covering. Alright, we have different features, we have different types. We have the one white of this, we have it in red, we have it in cream, we have it also in different natures. And sometimes you wonder if it goes on the wall. It goes on the wall. Some people will say no, it will fall. No. By the time you look at it, where is that your catalog, your locally made catalog, to have some other colors of this? I saw you do it. Having a magnetic initial impression for business growth. Yes. Like every other product you could sell, including the clothes you are wearing, if you are into fashion, creating a magnetic, a lasting initial impression counts. How you handle it matters so much. A lot of people could shut themselves out of the business and great business opportunities because of their mindset and their behavioral patterns. I told you that I and Evangelist Uloma never knew before. You understand what I'm saying? We never met, we never knew, I never know anything about her. But we met at the airport. She was seated before I arrived. We were not talking about war covering. I didn't carry war covering on my body. There was no badge on Marburg war covering. You understand what I'm saying? So, but that's what we call initial magnetic impression. Initial magnetic impression. It's important in everything you do. That is your selling point. That is your entry behavior. Your first thing you sell is the ability to sell yourself. The ability to understand who you are and underscore the potentials you possess gives you the opportunity to excel to the next level of life. Like I said at the onset, do not treat what we are doing here today as a mere jamboree. Question is, how did I get to know this product, about this product? Who introduced it to me? Why did I get involved? What did I do to qualify to have exclusivity for the whole West Africa that also in November has been extended to all other African nations? You cannot buy from West Africa, go to this factory to buy this product without them coming to me. You wouldn't buy. We have a warehouse that is designed for West Africa originally. How did I get to know them? What qualifies me for that? This question may not be easy for me to say or answer at one sentence, but I want you to understand that something led to something. And it was the same way I contacted the woman who brought us here today. And we started talking from the discussion. Well, perhaps she saw something in me that was not spoken of. She identified. I also saw something in her. Do you know that the success you carry speaks, but you don't hear the language? The man that carries it doesn't hear the language. It speaks. The thing that will make you to excel speaks. Wealth has odor. It has fragrance. Wealth. Do you understand what I'm saying this morning? Wealth smells. Just like righteousness also smells. Wealth smells. But the smell or the fragrance of wealth is not for every nose. It's not for every eye. It takes the eye that understands what wealth is. And it takes the heart that would ever interpret the meaning of wealth to be able to understand when it comes. There are people who have the eye for it. There are people who have the nose for it. And there are people also who have the culture. And you also know that wealthy people have a culture. You have a walk. You have an attitude. You have a character that will allow you to magnet. Every heart is not fertile for wealth, for idea. Every heart. You are all listening to me, and our faces are different and our eyes are differently watching and listening to me this morning. We don't have the same perception of life. We don't have the same understanding. Agree, that is the truth. Because we are differently and uniquely made. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing that will propel you into the next level of life is resident in you. And there is only one person who will identify it, that is you. I've always told people, do not allow anybody to discover you. Don't allow anybody to discover the uniqueness in you. Reason is this, very simple. If I have the opportunity to discover you, to discover the thing that makes you a great man or a great woman, obviously I will place a price on you. And the price I'm going to place on you will definitely be smaller to what price I have placed on myself. Nobody prizes you beyond himself. You understand what I'm saying? I think somebody is hearing me this morning. So, discover the potentials that are resident in you. Something in you is propelling you. Thank God you found time to come on a place like this, for a program like this today. Maybe what you have come for may not just be the work covering. She told me it's an empowerment program. Much as I should talk about branding, I should also talk about total rebranding. Yesterday, I think I said to her that before God reforms us, He will deform us. Before God brought out the glory in Jesus, He deformed Him. He defamed Jesus in the first place. When He was born, He ran away like a refugee. His parents took Him away like a refugee. When He returned to His own town, they dishonored Him. He was running, He had no home. He was running from one place, but there was something that was firing in Him. He discovered that if there was something inside of Him, nobody can quench. Herod tried to quench it, he couldn't. And when finally God wanted to manifest Jesus Christ and glorify him, he reduced him to the soldiers and centurions. They nailed him to the cross, pierced his hands, and pierced his body. He deformed him. He died. And he was buried. Jesus resurrected. So something in you today must die in order for the real you to resurrect. Amen.
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 Moses, before he was transformed, he was deformed. Several things about our life is very unique. Just don't come the way you are. There is somebody you were before you come, but if you enter in a place of impact, drop your ego. Drop whoever you think you are. Grasp, no matter how minute, the idea of the information. They say idea rules the world. Information is the key, the starting point for everything you know and you don't know. Start from where you don't know to where you know. Don't also conclude on all I have told you about this product and other things today. Discover some new things. The people that own this product, when they invited me to Germany, I went. They sat me down and gave me an orientation about this product for just 2 hours. I laughed. I laughed because they were only trying to scratch my giftedness. They were only trying to scratch my area of calling, my area of specialization. By the way, I'm a marketer by training. I'm a communicator by training. I'm into advertising. I'm into public relations. So, but when I went into this, I discovered flaws even in their presentations to me. You understand what I'm saying? I came back to Nigeria and recreated a marketing plan for them. I brought an idea that will help them to excel. So what am I saying? Don't stop at what you heard from me. Come up with an idea that will excel me. If you do not have this mentality of excelling whosoever that is standing before you, then you are operating at a stoppable bus stop. There are people who don't belong to a stoppable bus stop. There are people who will not stop at every bus stop. That's what I mean by that. If somebody is heading to, for example, I'm heading to Enugu today, I decide to get to Onisha and stop. Onisha is close to Enugu, I haven't gotten to Enugu. You understand what I'm saying? And it takes a man who knows where he's going to, okay, to identify there when he arrives. God is trying to bring out something in you. There is uniqueness in you. There's something inside of you that is calling for attention. You may not have known. You may not even know what drove you to this place today. You may be thinking, war covering, empowerment. No. There is something in you this generation is looking for that can drive you to excellent points. You can start small, no matter how little it is. If God is calling you through that direction, I want to tell you something. Somebody I recruited, friend, to go and market this product. He was another friend. I brought him, he was quite good. He was an artist, or he is an artist. I trained him. He was quite good, very proficient in doing the job. I took him to a hotel where we were doing a job. Others, I brought it there to work with him. They were working and they have gone. But this boy, in the night, he will come out and sit down to begin to peruse at the job he has done and begin to look at things. Every morning he comes to me with new creative ideas, different from my directives to him as his boss. He goes home to think of ways of improving his handwork. He thought initially that it was impressing me. At the end of each day, when I'm giving people money, I'll give him Amara, 4,000, 3,000. So I get him contacted. But I want you to understand something. One day, he didn't know that one of the white men that were staying in that hotel were from Dubai. They came for business exposition in Nigeria. And each time the man would sit down there watch Amara. The man would be smoking the cigarette and watching Amara. The way he does his job with high degree of proficiency. And he will walk and go to another place and watch. He will look at it. He will just come every day. He comes up with new things. He didn't know that this man was observing him. Friends, you don't know who is observing you. In each step he takes. To cut the long story short, Amara, as I speak with you today, is in Dubai. He called me April last year and said, "Sir, do you remember when we were working at Ojei?" I said, "Yes." There was a white man that gave me his complimentary card. Well, white man in quotes from the Emirates. He is inviting me to come to Dubai. I said, "To do what?" He said, he wants to employ me. He said he wants to employ me. Employ you there. To do what? He said he liked what I was doing. That he wants to float a company in Dubai that specializes in selling and installation of this material. He said if I could give him attestation, I did freely to him. Today the guy is in Dubai earning so much money. 2 million times better than what I was paying him in Nigeria. There were 8 of them working for me at that time. But one person was selected. What do you think that distinguished him? What do you think that marked Amara out? Diligence at work. Initial for 140 young men who today are doing their own job and also doing this business. Last December, a particular one of them, his father died and was buried on the 31st December. He needed money at all costs. I said, "Boy, you have what it will take you to get money. What I will not do to you today is to give you money, physical cash, because I've introduced you to things that will give you wealth." I said to him, "Go here, go there, go there." He went. And God told him, he walked throughout the Christmas period. At least he was able to make 470,000 naira in his hand. He was able to bury the father. What am I saying? He made it sweatlessly. These are opportunities to go from one person to the other. Do not go with the man who dashes you money. He's the one that wants to cripple you. Go with the man that gives you ideas to make money. He's the one that promotes you. There is something inside of you, I said earlier, the world is craving for, but you are the one bottling it. Don't run when you are supposed to be walking, and don't walk when you are supposed to be running. Discover issues that are consistent with your life and at what time or the other that are in tandem with the pursuit of your life. Who are you? What are you here for? Are you a product of accident? Did you come to this place as a passerby? You know, I was a footballer, I was also a boxer. In these two fields of sport, I like boxing more than football. I like the word of a boxer. A footballer has many friends, has many fans. In football, yesterday Nigeria defeated Bafana of South Africa 3-1. South Africa turned into mourning. It became a collective failure. They could not blame their failure on any individual. It became a collective failure. But a boxer, it's one man. When he is boxing, he does not set his eyes out of the eyes of his opponent. He takes full responsibility of his action, and he knows that it's at the point of death. If he makes off. At any time, he will be knocked down and he will die. No replacement. But a footballer, if he sustains any injury, they will carry him away and bring in another person. So at any point you want to do anything of import, anything of importance, anything that is worth the onion, discover that you are alone, you are walking alone like a boxer whose eye must be on his opponent. If you give a punch, give your punch to your opponent. If you are receiving alone. The coach will only say, give it. But no coach will say, receive it. And no punch will ever pass the opponent and give to the coach, the trainer. You are only celebrating when you are moving forward. So today is a day of importance to you. And I want you to understand that we will be making some progress the moment we understand who we are and the issues about our life. Let me stop here and ask you if you have contributions or questions to ask me, then we may have to continue. I don't want to dominate. Already, as a communicator, I've dominated for too long. But permit me, this is an opportunity I have with you. I may not see you again. So, we are open to your responses. You have your questions on both the product introduction, the product features, the installation which we will do. There might be need for us to go into the practical. What is the board?
Let's all sit down as we were educating us rather. I wanted to know, apart from the code numbers we have on the products, does the state church have other names apart from the code numbers we have on them?
No other names. Yes. One of the newest version, lifestyle. You understand? We have the ones we call classic. We have the one we call opulent. Okay. It makes it easy from here. That is the name for all the models you find in this catalog. You understand? This series that you can find in this catalog, this is their name. There's another type, another catalog you have we call opulent. Like this lifestyle. Okay? What is it? Yeah, lifestyle. It's also a brand name on the catalog. But right in the inside, it only makes it easy if we are dealing with catalog. If what we are doing here is catalog based, and you want to say order, for instance, the factory, if I want to order the content of this catalog, I'll say Suprafill series. Okay? Then they will bring the catalog, or they go to the system and say Suprafill series. Then I begin to name the numbers in the series, the numbers, and they are usually in 50 series, 50720, 507, 507, you know, they are in that order, 507, 507, they are like that, you know, 507, these are 507 series, and it is not so with other ones. We have several of these catalogs, you know, carrying and bearing different numbers. Currently we have over 2,400 and, you know, something different patterns and designs of this product in Nigeria. You know, so the names, somehow we nickname them ourselves. You know, there's one we call Woolly. That Woolly is the one, all this one gentle, but we call it the name. You know, we call them the name. So their names is very simple, but for you, for quicker, you know, identification, if you, all right. You see, like this one here, we call it woolly. Necessarily because it's woolly in nature. So amongst us, it's just within us. For example, if I call any of my boys now, say woolly, you don't even need to mention this number. I need 12, 20 rows of woolly. They will go for it. this is part of the flooring, you know. You know, okay, we say stony red, stony gold. This one is stony, you know. We say stony white. This just thickness, stony ash, which is this one, the stony one, you know. But it's our eternal, you know, coinage.